Hey everyone, what's going on? It's Jason here. Today we're going over NIO, how NIO has been held back as a stock, and how it's ready to explode. If you could, make sure you guys smack the like button down below. It helps out the channel, but also helps out this video and helps more people learn about NIO. If you aren't a sub, make sure you guys smack that sub button, hit the little bell notification, and let's get right into it. If you're wondering what I'm using here, I'm using Webull. There's a link down below. Click on that link, put $100 and you get 2 free stocks worth of $1,800. As you can see right here, NIO has had a crazy last few days. We've been anywhere from 41 bucks over on the 24th, all the way down to $34 on the 26th, back up to $42 on Thursday morning, and then ended the day at $39.51 in the aftermarket hours, by the way. $39.66 going into aftermarket hours. Now, as you can see here, if you bring this chart back to the 10th, back when the market started falling for the first time back in February 10th, NIO was up to $64.60. But as the market fell, obviously they took NIO with it. Tech stocks got hit big because of the 5 and 10-year treasury yields. It took down tech stocks pretty hard, right? You go back and look at Tesla, XPeng, all other stocks like that, all EVs for the most part. Tech stocks in general got hammered hard. We fell all the way back down to $31.91. And I honestly thought that was the lowest we're going to see NIO. I think for the next future, at least for a long, long while, I don't think we're ever going to see NIO this low again. That was a huge low. Back then, I said load the boat, obviously. And I said that the other day as well when NIO was very far down again at $31. I honestly didn't think we'd see NIO at $31 ever again, just because NIO is just going to be a growing, fast-growing EV company. Now, back on the 5th, I didn't know if we'd see a second dip or not. I was prepared for a second dip because we did have the chip shortage, right? So the chip shortage also was really hurting EV markets in general, tech stocks in general. All EV plays really got hurt by the chipset shortage we have going on right now. And NIO even announced that, obviously, back a few days ago, but back before we seen this low right here, that, hey, look, we're going to have a chipset shortage, and that's going to affect our output this year in terms of how many cars we're going to get out and how many cars we're going to get made and sold. But they also did a really smart thing. They made it so where they put a number in that they knew they can beat at 19,000 for this last quarter. Guess what? Lo and behold, we blew past that 19,000 mark up to over 20,000 cars delivered and sold between January and March. Now, you can look up, obviously, with tip ranks real quick. We can bring this up. They have an average right now on NIO stock of $62.94. They have a high of right now of $81. And they have a low of 38.80. Now, we're pretty much at that low right now, right? I honestly don't see us going back down again. Obviously, I can't see the future for that matter. But things are looking bright for NIO right now. They're still breaking records month over month. They're still breaking records year over year. And it's looking phenomenal right now for NIO. Not only that, we just had Tesla come out and break records as well. And as we know, Tesla and NIO love to feed off each other. I do think we'll see some more correlation between that coming into next week. Honestly, right now, I see NIO at around 80 bucks this year still. Coming up at the end of the year, I think we'll see around $80. It also depends on the strong market, how strong a market we have again. But I really do see NIO at around $80+ at the end of this year. We can bring this up real quick from Bazinga. NIO Q1 March deliveries at record as EV makers stands up to the industry-wide challenges. And again, those challenges are the chipsets is the biggest challenge, obviously, right? And we also have the fuel cell shortage as well coming up. That's also going to get, hurt some bottom lines a little bit. But again, that's short-term noise. And short-term noise, you guys know me, I don't really care about short-term noise. I'm about that long-term game. So NIO delivered 7,257 cars for the month of March. The Chinese EV startup said in a statement released Thursday, this represents a record monthly of 373% over this time last year's deliveries. The breakup of the monthly total is as follows: 1,529 ES8s, 3,152 ES6s, both of which all electric SUVs, and 2,576 EC6 premium smart electric coupe SUVs. The quarterly numbers was at a record 20,060 vehicles, up 423%. Yes, that's right, 423% up from the first quarter of 2020. That's crazy, and they still got so much room to grow. For NIO, it became a case of under-promising and over-delivering as it lowered its first quarter delivery forecast last week to 19,500 vehicles. And again, they did that strategically, right? They said, hey, look, we might not hit this number. If you give a lower number, and you hit that number and exceed it, the market loves it. Investors love that, right? If they would have came out and said 20,500 and they come below that, obviously market's not going to like that. In its fourth quarter earnings report released in early March, the company guided to quarterly deliveries of 20,000 up to 20,500 units. The company said last week, obviously, again, the chip shortage is forcing a shutdown. So they shut down one of their factories for 5 days. Whoop-de-doo, 5 days, right? A lot of people kind of, again, when these things come out, man, people oversell the stock, and that's why I like to buy, right? When the stock is going down, that's when I love to buy. I like buying red days because those are the days when the stock's on sale, way lower than it should be. This stock price right now is being held down artificially, and when this thing pops, it's going to pop big. Deliveries of all its mass-produced models stood at 95,701 units as of March 31st. And honestly, I can honestly see NIO breaking 100,000 vehicles delivered this year, if not very close over the 90,000 delivery mark. And I honestly do see it 100,000. I think they're going to blow past their outlook, and I think it's going to be a great thing. The company said it's on track to roll out 100,000 vehicle on April 7th. Why is this important? NIO has outperformed its domestic rival xpeng. And again, I do own xpeng as well, so I like xpeng, right? You guys know me. I like xpeng. I like NIO, which reported earlier Thursday the monthly deliveries that could not beat its January total. xpeng qualified its quarterly and monthly performance as commendable, as it came despite the industry-wide seasonal softness. More importantly, NIO has become largely unscathed from the chip crunch in the first quarter. It remains to be seen how it navigates through the supply constraints in the coming quarter, as chip makers have warned the issue will persist at least through the second quarter of 2022. Now, again, I think we all, obviously, a lot of us know why this chipset shortage is going on. People are staying at home. People are needing lots of more technology, which uses lots of chipsets. Obviously, you have EV makers ramping up productions, more chipsets there as well. So it's just a crunch on each other, right? And we've also we've heard RMO, Romeo Power, come out and say, hey, look, there's a fuel cell shortage coming, and they're warning against that as well. So these things that could hurt things short term. I do think these things will be remedied, and we won't see these shorts last forever. Maybe a quarter, maybe 2 quarters or so. I don't really know how long it's going to last, but I do know this is short-term noise. And again, you guys know me, man. I'm all about those long-term gains on my EV plays. Now, we can look right here again and see the monthly sales for 2019. 2019 on January, we had 1,803 vehicles sold for NIO. In 2020, they had 1,598. But in 2021, look how big that is, man. A big jump, 7,225. In February, at 654. In 2019, February of 2020, had 707. And then in January, they had 5,578. Remember, in March, just this last March, right now, they just delivered over 7,000 vehicles. Guess what? March of 2020, they delivered 1,500. In March of 2019, they delivered 1,300. And so you can see this thing continue to go. We're going to see this thing continue to go up and up. And I am expecting NIO to break 100,000 cars this year sold. Now, you can see right here, obviously, in 2018, they delivered 8,000 vehicles altogether. In 2019, 20,000. In 2020, they delivered 43,000. Let's say they go to 90,000 this year. It's still a huge upgrade, and they're continuing to get a bigger piece of the market share, right? Their market share is very low. Their market share right now has tons of room to grow, right? Their market share right now is 0.22%. There's tons of room for growth right here, right? This doesn't even equal, this doesn't even equal NIO's new ET7 that's going to be starting sales later this year or the first of next year. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And this chart right here shows, obviously 2018, 8,000 cars, 2019, almost 21,000. And then in 2020, 43,728. And I honestly do see this going close, if not over 100,000 cars this year. Now, speaking of Tesla, again, you guys might ask yourself, why does Tesla matter in this bunch right here? Well, Tesla matters a lot. But go look up Tesla's chart and look up NIO's chart. They follow each other a ton. NIO loves to rally off Tesla. When Tesla's rallying off their car sales, people get very euphoric on NIO as well. We just had Tesla deliver 184,800 vehicles, and they produced 180,338 vehicles in the first quarter of 2021. Those are big numbers, right? And like I said, the ET7 is going to be rivaling pretty much the Model S, even though I don't like to put hedge, Tesla against NIO. Again, remember, I own Tesla, I own NIO stock. I think I think there's plenty of car companies right there like Xpeng, like Li Auto, like Lucid, and many many others out there. I think there's going to be room in the market for all these cars companies to thrive. Yes, there will be better than others, right? There'll be cars that are better than others. Also, NIO just had a partnership with Germany's Metro. Now, obviously this is with their China arm, right? But I do think this right here could go into Germany as well in other areas where NIO is going to be moving into the European market coming up pretty soon, later this year. So I do think them being able to have a partnership with a German company could help them build battery swap technology infrastructure over in Europe. But NIO did just sign a long-term strategic partnership deal with China's arm of Metro. As per the report, the two vehicle companies will deepen cooperation in charging and battery swap infrastructure construction. Under the deal, NIO will build charging stations and battery swap stations in some of the malls in Metro China. So Metro has 97 shopping malls in China, employing more than 11,000 people and serving 17 million customers. Again, I do think this right here can also bleed in over to the Europe market. When they move over to Europe, I think they can continue this partnership. And again, last but not least, so remember, none of this right here also includes the sales of the ET7, which won't be starting selling till later this year or first of next year. They're having a range of up 600 plus miles as well, which is crazy, which is one thing a lot of people are looking forward to, because this right here is going to include the solid state batteries. You guys remember this. Obviously, they did announce this over on NIO Day. A lot of people are going crazy because they did have the claims of offer of a solid state 150 kilowatt battery by 2022. Now, this is going to be huge, right? If they do this and it comes out and it's smooth, which I do believe they will, I have lots of trust in NIO. Remember, make sure you guys are doing your own D&D on companies as well. Remember, you're worse to a nerd on the internet who's literally wearing a Popeye t-shirt, right? I mean, so you guys, you guys want to make sure you guys are doing your own research on things as well. I do have a lot of high hopes for NIO in the future coming up. I do think that the EV market is primed and ready. I think we have at least another, probably another 20 plus years of growth. It's the reason why I love investing in the EV market itself, in the tech industry as well. If this is something you guys like, make sure you guys smack the like button below. It lets me know you guys like this type of video. Also, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys hit that sub button. If you haven't joined our community over on Discord, there's a link down below for Discord. And if you guys want to be up on other plays as well, there's a Patreon link down below. Join the Patreon, be in the live streams that are only for the Patreon members. I will see you guys on the next video. Peace, fam.